of the most well-trodden of all Christian analogies must be this one of God as the celestial parent and us as his children, that he's somehow watching over us and encouraging and nurturing us, and that we can learn from him as the parent how we should behave, how we can become more moral, more righteous and behave in the right manner. In fact, Christians often refer to God as the Father, as the Holy Father, just to emphasise this very point. So the question I want to ask you all to consider is, let's assume that God is a celestial parent. Is he making a good fist of it, or is he making a right hash of it and failing it in some fundamental aspect of parenthood? One thing we know about the behaviours of parents and of children is that they don't have to be the same. Some things are acceptable for parents and they're not acceptable for children. And we wouldn't expect the same behaviour from parents and from children. Clearly we don't see the same behaviour in God and in humans. There are many things you would expect a human to do, to situations you would expect them to respond to in terms of helping people out, in terms of mitigating suffering, in terms of stopping people being killed in their thousands or sometimes hundreds of thousands by tsunamis and earthquakes, that you don't expect God to do. But then we're saying that we can have this discrepancy, can't we? That parents and children, different rules can apply. But anybody who's a parent will tell you that there's a bit of a caveat to this. And that's that while we can accept different behaviours from parents and children, a parent can accept me as a friend swearing in their company, but woe betide me if I swear in front of their children. This is one of the key aspects of parenthood, or even acting as a non-parental adult in the company of children who are easily influenced, which is that we have to moderate our behaviour. There are things that are acceptable for us to do, but we mustn't do them in front of the children, because if we do them in front of the children, these are impressionable youngsters. They will be influenced by what we do, and that will shape what they do. They might start picking up behaviours that are inappropriate for them as children, even though they are appropriate for us as adults. So this then goes very much to the heart of the problem that I have with God's behaviour. For example, in 2004, a terrible tsunami killed around 230,000 people, all living along the coast. I'm sure everybody who's watching this video would agree that if I had the information that that was going to happen in advance and I could have warned those people, that I should have warned those people. But we're saying that the rules are different for parents and for children. So maybe, whereas for me as a child it would be right for me to tell those people and to save their lives, maybe for God as the parent it's right for him to allow those people to drown to death or have their heads stoved in with falling masonry and falling trees. But even if that's the case, how can it be right that he exhibits that behaviour in front of us, his children? Because by doing so, he is setting a bad example. At the very least, even if that behaviour is moral for him, he is failing in his primary duty as a parent, which is to set a good example to us as his children. And woe betide we were actually to follow the example set by our celestial Father. Woe betide all of us if that was to actually happen. Well, I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are on this. Thank you for watching this video. Bye for now. Let me leave you with some moo cows. Moo.